Well, hello, my pickles, you gherkins and bread and butter and dill and kosher. Welcome. This is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food, on both YouTube and Facebook, but you know that if you're watching. Anyway, so I thought the topic today would be identifying with somebody's angst, but not comparing. And also doing the same with body size or their lot in life, identifying with it. You know, we all tend to think, especially in American culture, that if we were as rich as the Kardashians, with all the plastic surgeons at hand and all the doctors and shrinks to handle our emotions, that we would be so happy. This struggle that we're doing, living paycheck to paycheck and having to cook and clean and dress for work and feel fat and not overeat and track all our food, we feel that our lot in life isn't as special. And one of the examples, of course, is when you think of, like, say, Oprah, with all that she has at her disposal, and she still struggles with weight. So, you know, we are all kind of the same with our weight issues, okay? It just is what it is, and some of us have to come to terms with it. I have to come to terms with being 65 and knowing that I will never be a little thing on the beach in a thongy bikini type thing hitting a volleyball. Chances are I will not be at the beach on Cape Cod this summer doing that. But if that person has a food issue, I can certainly identify with her. And so identifying the feelings, identifying the angst, as I said a few paragraphs ago. Sometimes we have so much angst in our life, and we have so much to do about the losing the weight or getting to where, you know, I'm sure if I was going to, like, Weight Watcher meetings and stuff, I would feel totally in competition with the person on either side of me, or if somebody had a 5-pound loss, I would feel, yeah, I would enter into the human factor. I'd feel kind of jealous, kind of, you know, like snarky and all of that, instead of celebrating their joy, because our bodies aren't the same. You know, we've come through a lot, and a lot of us get to this place where we might be listening to this video or attending meetings or deciding which food plan is really going to work for us, and we have a history of doing damage to our bodies. All kinds of, like, real restrictive food plans in the past where we ate such a small amount of calories that our body just got to the set point, and anything we eat over it is just turned to lard. Or we binged and purged until we got, you know, some stabilization in our life, maybe some help with a psychologist, and we stopped doing that. We damage our bodies. Or if we were people like me, totally addicted to sugar, you know, I ruined my teeth. I ruined them. A new dentist, I had to go to have a cavity filled at 65. And she said, wow, you've had some work. And I know she wasn't talking about my neck having a facelift. Oh, my. So, you know, it is what it is. And I guess we have to embrace ourselves about that we just are who we are. And sometimes with a lot of the fasting, sometimes people fast and do such damage. But I was heading down the trail of, you know, if we do a lot of crazy things with sugar in our system, and maybe garbage, maybe the white flour and stuff that does turn to sugar, that just does turn to fat in our bodies, you know, we've done some permanent damage. You've heard of that saying, tofu, thin on the outside, fat on the inside, right? And so some of our organs can be like an organ of a person that is morbidly obese and diabetic and taking insulin and many times a day. They can have the same metabolic syndrome inside of them from the damage that they might have done with food. Think of drinking soda all those years. So we tend to just look at the package of the person and make an assessment with that, not knowing the journey they've been on. Sometimes it's a whole heck of a lot out of the woods, I heard somebody say on a podcast they have a slow metabolism. A lot of women have hypothyroidism and may not even know it. When you can't, where anything you eat just seems to turn to fat on your body. And we'd all like a little hypothyroidism. It's hard to feel sorry. Where was, I was talking to somebody and they can't gain weight. And it's just like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to join the rest of the world in not feeling sorry for you. Right? As we all sit there with a little bit of winter weight on us, it's like, I guess my sympathy card kind of cracked in half, But of course I say it with a loving way, because I'm sure they're getting a lot of that when they complain about not being able to gain some weight. So yeah, I think that sometimes I have to go through the cycle inside of my head of identifying. I'll see a slim, trim woman in a snazzy car. She's got a new summer pocketbook. And I just turn into that, 14-year-old where it's like, well, I want all of that, And, but do I really? No. Because I'd have to be charging the pocketbook and then I'd be in debt. And then in order to get to her size body, I'd have to have surgery and do, Metafast or some of those horrible diets that, yeah, you'll lose the weight, but you'll starve the whole way through. I don't want to do that. So, taking the time to get to know somebody will help you identify with them and their journey. Maybe somebody had, the people that can't shake the baby weight. Maybe they had an operation, or maybe they have to take a medication that just makes them gain weight. I always feel so bad when people have to go on those medications. If I was presented with something like that, I don't know. I'd hate to think that I would gain 20 pounds because of a medication after working so hard to lose those 20, right? So once we get to know a little of the background of the inside story of somebody, it's a lot easier to identify with their emotions. Most of us have not had an easy, smooth way to either losing weight or getting to maintenance or just understanding food. Most of us have had a bumpy road. And we have done some damage to our bodies, especially as young girls with the whole body image thing. And so sometimes we can't come back out of it. I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago about our pooches, also known as our little jelly bellies. And pooches just happen. And I don't know if they're heretic. If it's from heredity or not heretic, yeah, the devil made me my pooch. But it is what it is. I have that leftover skin, that pooch, that I'd love to get rid of it. And another one of my friends had that tummy tuck, and I'm sure I'm interested. And I even looked up the surgeon's bio, but I haven't done anything, So identify. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. When you're sitting next to that person at a Weight Watchers meeting and they're talking about how they've lost the weight, or maybe not how they've lost the weight, that they've lost the weight. And they're very, very annoying to you because you feel you've been doing everything as directed. Tracking, weighing, measuring, going to the meeting, and, the physical parts of the weight loss. And you're comparing yourself to her and not identifying with the emotions. Who knows? She could be caught up in that part of our disease where we want to go with less and less and less food and lose the weight kind of on the sly and just getting used to that hunger. I know a lot of people have done that too. They wake up and it's almost a woman that did Ideal Protein that I know was telling me she had so few calories that she was actually getting high from just having 500 to 800 calories a day. And did she lose the weight? Yes, but now she's struggling because she needs to decide whether to go back there for $2,000 or find a sane food program that's going to feed her soul as well as help her to lose the weight. So be gentle with other women. We are brutal. I know we are. And we all want to succeed. And we really we do want others to succeed too. We want to be a role model to people, and that means doing the right thing and coming up to the corner and taking the right or left that is still the right thing, because there's going to be jigs and jags in your recovery from a food addiction. There's going to be jigs and jags, ups and downs in your weight loss journey. But like I say, flip that philosophy. The goal should be that I want to eat healthy foods that have not been messed with by the food industry. I want to have them pesticide free. I want to have them antibiotic free, steroid free. I want organic when I can. I want healthy foods that haven't been tampered with. And then let the weight loss be the next mountain that you climb. Start to eat healthy. Feed your body the nourishment that you want to go the distance with. This isn't a sprint. Have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah. Identify, don't compare. Bye-bye for now.